Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Judy Lee and you can find out more about what I do in the description box below. This is the second time recording it because somehow it ended up switching off when I was doing it before. But what I want to share just before we go into the tarot is just about the messages that I've been receiving this week. And you know, it's something that I've been talking about for quite a while now, but the emphasis is quite strong that over the next 6 months we really have to, and you know, going forwards it will become easier, but we need to really focus on being in our heart space. And you know, there are two states of being. We can either be in love or we can be in fear, and that's a choice that you get to make every day. And I know it might seem, you know, challenging, or you know, how do I stay in love when I feel worried about the future, or you see what's happening outside. And that is the challenge that we all have to face and deal with. And the more that we can become attuned to love, then the more it will be embedded in us as a natural way of being. And you know, the less that we give our focus and attention to that fearful state. And it's not that you don't acknowledge how you feel. You know, it's really important to acknowledge and accept your feelings. And you know, we all feel anxious and worried at certain points in time, but it's just about, once you recognize that, come back into alignment. Because if you stay in fear, then you know, that's where you put all your energy, and that's what you'll see more of. So you know, the more that you can be in that loving state, then the better you'll feel. And also the other message was about separation and division, and that is also caused by fear. And so it's really important, you know, no matter what's happening in your life, to try and stay in a place of neutrality, is that how you say it, or being neutral. And so not getting caught up in, you know, observe your emotions, be that that person that can stay centered, you know, despite whatever is happening around you. And that's going to be really important going forwards, because you know, if you're not in that centered place, then it's really easy to get pulled out of it. And so it's a lot of self-work, especially we've got 6 planets in retrograde at the moment. You know, there are those aspects about really going internally and being within. And you know, I think I was watching something in astrology, and you know, we do have some challenging aspects coming up, not to, you know, go into prediction or that type of stuff, but just in terms of, you know, the world may begin to look even crazier than it does now, and just to, you know, not get caught up in that. So I think that I hope that's clear, but do let me know if there's anything that you want to talk about or questions. Just contact me. My details are below. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say for the week ahead. So what's the message for the week ahead for us? Message for the week ahead. Message for the week ahead, please. Okay, this one's coming up. So I'll just arrange these cards. And then, so at the bottom of the deck we've got the 7 of Wands, and you know, funnily enough, you know, this is what I was talking about, division, separation, etc. So as you can see here, and just if you haven't seen my videos before, the bottom of the deck for me represents a theme of the week as well, or the main theme. And so what this is saying is just, you know, you can see this guy is battling, and for me this represents conflict. And so it's just, you know, the conflict that we feel inside, you know, whatever we feel inside gets reflected on the outside. And that's why I think it's really great well, it's not doesn't always feel great, but it's an opportunity when we see things that trigger us, that's something that I need to work on, that's something that I need to resolve internally. And so when you get triggered, see it as something. It's almost like the universe is showing you something within you that needs some healing, that needs some attention. And when you start to see that, then every day becomes a discovery and an opportunity to learn, which is what being here is about learning and growing. Yes, it's about enjoying what's here, but our main purpose on being on the planet is to learn and grow and experience this physicality. So just be aware of the conflict that's happening within you and what's happening outside of you, and especially the ones outside of you, don't get drawn into those if you possibly can. It's what I was talking about before, about separation and division. That is what will get you into that fearful state, or the fearful state causes that separation and division as well, kind of one and the same really. So when you feel yourself getting caught up in that, just do something that would change your energy. Go out into nature, listen to what you're feeling. It's perfectly valid, and will have come from an experience that you would have had in childhood or something like that. It's generally what happens, but just pay attention and give yourself the care and love that you need, because when you can take care of yourself, then you'll start to see that everything resolves itself outside of yourself as well. But yeah, just be aware of that conflict and not getting into those divisive behaviors, you against somebody else or us against them and all that type of stuff, because that's just fear. Whereas if you come from a loving perspective, we are all human beings, and we're all here to experience something, and to have that compassion for yourself and others. And then the first card that came out, or these two came together actually, and I do think that they are intertwined. But you've got the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords is someone very clear about his direction. The swords represent our truth, our ideas, and where we're heading at, our ideas and dreams about that. And so what the message I'm getting is, just be very clear about that. Be clear about being in your truth, being in integrity, because the card that it came with was the Ace of Wands, because this is a new beginning in the way that we do things. And when you come from a place of love, then you can't be anything but truthful, honest, and authentic, really. And so you don't have to force that upon others. This is about your own work. But when you do that, then you'll find that your life starts to change as you speak up about who you are, what you're about, and also accept where others are at as well. It creates compassion and understanding, and that's where the world is heading towards. That's the kind of breaking down of the old world that we're seeing now, which doesn't work. And as more information gets revealed and we get to see things that aren't what they used to seem, then that's when we start to feel things become a bit shaky, because it's almost like what no longer works has to dissolve, and then we've got to find a new way of doing things. But if you get into that space already of what it is that you're about, being in your integrity, being in your truth, then the forward movement is easier. Those new beginnings are easier. I hope that makes sense, because there's a lot of ideas in there. And then we've got the Page of Swords, and what this is saying is almost like do the work now to get yourself aligned with your truth and who you are, so that you create this new beginning. And then constantly be aware, because for me the Page of Swords is about you know, again, our truth, our ideas, etc. And I see the clouds here, and when I see the Page of Swords, it's almost like sweeping those clouds away, sweeping the distraction, you know, all those things, that fogginess away. So, you know, it's a constant practice that we need to continue. You know, it's something I think that will be ongoing for a very long time, but over the next 6 months, even more so. So really try, you know, every day, tune into yourself and your true being, and be that really, and don't get caught up in distractions, you know, noise, really, things that actually aren't for your highest good. And you know, your intuition will tell you, your body will tell you when you're doing something, or you know, you're involved in something that doesn't feel right for you anymore. And when that happens, then listen to it, because it's really important to follow that voice. So overall, just be aware of fear and conflict, etc. Be aligned with your authenticity, because that will create your new beginning. And just put in the work. Make it a practice every day to maintain your awareness and check in, where are you at, and you know, do you have to align again with love, realign, and what do you do to do that? Go out into nature, or do something nice for yourself, you know, to shift your energy, you know, whilst at the same time honoring yourself and your emotions as well, not disregarding what you're experiencing. So I hope that makes sense. It's been really lovely to share with you the message, and if you have any questions, do let me know. I'll see you later. Bye.